and this is my daughter Mariah. The skill that she's going to be learning and practicing today is the squat. And the population that this instruction is tailored to is children ages 8 to 12. Mariah's 11, so she's the perfect person to help me with this exercise today. The main teaching objectives that we'll be going over are the degrees of freedom. She's going to be learning the proper form of the squat. She's going to learn what muscles she uses to do a proper squat, and then she'll be running through a practice session and learning a few different variations of the exercise. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to talk about are the degrees of freedom. So to do any skill, there's a certain number of degrees of freedom required in order for your body to do that. So with the squat, there happens to be 3. I'm going to show you right now how each part of my body bends when I go to do a squat. You can see my ankles bending, my knees, and my hips. That's 3 degrees of freedom. Do you understand that? Good. So I'm going to show you some demo cues for how to do the proper squat. For now, you just watch me, and then you're going to try it yourself, okay? So the first thing to remember is that I am awesome. So you're putting your thumbs out, and you're going to point at yourself. Your thumbs are pointing straight down at the floor, and that's where your feet should be. It makes them just slightly more than shoulder width apart. You have to pretend that there are some magnets in your heels, and they're keeping your heels stuck to the floor. So your heels may not leave the floor. Your toes can wiggle, but your heels stay stuck to the floor, okay? And then you're going to give me your best superhero pose. This is where you're going to keep your core tight, your shoulders back, your back straight, and you're going to be a superhero. But then when you're a superhero looking like this, the sun is getting in your eyes. So you're going to block the sun from your eyes. And now you're ready to execute the movement. All you're going to do is stick your booty out a little and go like you were sitting in a chair. I'm going to turn this way so you can see me. Right when you hit the chair, you stand up. Do you understand that? So go ahead and give it a try. First, just practice the movements. Remember that you're awesome. Look where your thumbs are pointing. Are they even with your feet? Good. Okay, what's next? Do you feel those magnets in your heels? Your feet are stuck to the floor. You can wiggle your toes, right? Give them a wiggle. Good. Okay, now you're a superhero. Make sure your back is straight. Your core is tight. Flex those abs a little. Shoulders back. Now, is the sun getting in your eyes? Block it out. Block the sun out. Okay, go ahead and turn this way to do it. Step a little forward more. Okay, make sure you have the right form. Are you in a superhero pose? Okay, now squat down, and right when you feel the bench touch your booty, that's when you're going to stand back up. Go ahead, like you're going to sit down in a chair. Very good. That's perfect. Do it again. Does it feel comfortable? Okay, good. That's right. So, do you know what muscles you're using when you are doing this movement?
My calves.
You are using your calves. You're also using a few different ones. You're using your hamstrings, that's the back of your thigh. Your quads, that's the front of your thigh. Your gluteus maximus, that's your booty. And you're also using your abs and your back muscles to help you keep that superhero pose and keep your body stabilized. So I think you're ready to start a practice now. Are you ready? Okay, let's move on to that. In any workout, you obviously need to do a good warm-up. So this can be a jog or a walk. Mariah here is just going to do a little brisk walk for about 10 minutes, and then we'll get started with the squat practice. Good job. She just finished her warm-up. Now we're going to get into the practice. The workout, you should stretch. That's always important too, and your muscles are warm enough to do that. So we're just going to stretch out the muscles that you are about to exercise. Do you remember what those are?
My hamstring.
Yes, your hamstrings. So to stretch them, we are going to just go straight down. Keep your back straight. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do with this practice session are just regular squats. However, I want Mariah to learn that there are 3 different variations. First of all, there are the partial squat, then there's the half squat, and the deep squat. So I'm going to show you each one, and it's good to know these based off of how you're feeling. I know that you're young and agile and mobile, so you're good to go for all of these variations, but everyone's not always this good to go. Some people that don't move around very much, maybe they have bad knees or bad hips, they need to modify it a little bit to make it easier for them. So first I'm going to show her the partial squat. This is just where your angle of your knees is about 40 degrees. So I'm going to show Mariah first, and then I'll show you. Watch how I just go down a little bit and then I come up. It seems very easy, but it's not necessarily easy for everyone. Down just a little and then back up. So that's the first thing I want you to do is 5 of those. Go ahead and give it a try. Just face me. Remember all the cues that I gave you earlier. Remember you're a superhero, magnets in your heels, everything that we talked about. And then just slightly, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Easy peasy, right? Okay, the next one is the half squat, and this is the one that most of us do pretty regularly. And this is where we go between about 70 to 100 degrees with our knees. So first I'm going to show Mariah. And remember all of the cues, yeah. Just like that. Watch how deep I go. Just like that. So now I want you to do 5 like that, okay? I'll count for you. 1, 2, very good. 3, 4, and 5. Good. And the last one is the deep squat. This one is done when the angle of the leg goes greater than 100 degrees. So it's deep, because you're going deep. Watch how much my legs bend right now. You see? Can you do it? Remember all of the things, your gut magnets in your heels, okay? Maybe a little bit deeper. Go ahead. Very good. That's 2, 3, 4. That's very good. And 5. Good job. So now we're going to go do some squats with the dumbbell. Mariah tells me she can use a 10-pounder, but I'm just going to have her use 8, just because I know you don't do this every day. So what I'm going to have you do is hold this, and then you're just going to do the half squat. The half squat, remember, is where you go between 70 and 90 degrees. So watch my angles as I do this, okay? So instead of blocking the sun, we're just holding the weight right here, okay? And we just go like this. Slow and controlled. Remember to keep your core tight and keep your back straight and all of that. So we'll put one in each hand, one side in each hand. You can come a little forward so you don't go ahead and do 5. 1, 2, you can a little less deep. You're doing a deep squat there. 3, 4, not as deep. 5, that's perfect. Good job. And the last thing that she's going to do is the jump squat. So the jump squat is, everything's the same, except now there's some rocket booster shooting you up. The magnets aren't holding on anymore because you're going to shoot up. So first I'm going to show you, and then I'll show it at that angle. I want you to make sure that you have control of your body at all times, okay? It's slow and controlled. Right now it's not about going fast, okay? So go into your squat just like this. Then you can use your arms to help you get higher, and you're going to jump up and land and go back into the squat. And you're going to do that 5 times, okay? Let me show this way just so they can see how I'm doing it. Squat, jump, You don't have to worry about touching the ceiling right now, just get off the floor. As you get more used to the movement, you can worry about going higher and faster, okay? Are you ready? Yeah, go ahead. Good. 2, 3, take your time, 4, 5. That was good. You're doing kind of a partial squat there. That means you weren't going down quite as low, but that's okay. That's still good. Do you feel like you got a good workout? Yes? Okay. Well then, what should you do next?
Stretch.
Yes, use hip stretch. Go ahead. So today Mariah learned the degrees of freedom. She learned that there's 3 degrees of freedom with the squat. She learned what muscles she uses while doing a squat and how to do the proper form. And she also went through this practice session where she learned 3 different variations of a squat. Thanks for watching, and we really appreciate it.